Hello, Hamilton. It's that time again. Get up, get off the couch, and start tackling your own to-do list. I am Bob Asadorian. Welcome to the Just Ask Bob show. As always, each show starts with an email, but even before we get to that email, construction company owner gets jail, fined $50,000. This is from the Hamilton Spectator from some time ago, and yes, it is a Hamilton contractor. If you've been watching my shows, 3 seasons strong now, I mean, just after hearing my opening, it's all about cutting the crooked and often overcharging contractor out of the equation. I want to teach Hamilton homeowners how to either A, do it themselves, or B, if you have to hire a contractor, know what to look for. Now in this case, I mean, wow, that's a big fine, and it's the first, no, maybe the second time I've ever heard of in 10 years of a contractor getting to go to jail. Good for him, lock him up. This particular contractor, what he did, he took nearly a $50,000 deposit, took the money from the homeowner, puttered around for the first 2 weeks pretending to work, and then he demanded more money. He demanded more funds from the homeowner. Homeowner, good for him, shut him down, turned him off, told him no, the contractor took off. It took the Ministry of Consumer Services at least a good few years to catch up to this fellow, so he's behind bars now. As I've always said, 546-2424, City of Hamilton, asks for building and licensing department. Number one, you want to check, does the job you're going to be doing in your home require a permit? Don't take it from the contractor's word of mouth. Find out for yourself and then make sure there is a permit. Number two, make absolutely certain your contractor's a master. City of Hamilton has a master building repair license. I took this exam a decade ago myself. You need a 70% mark or above, 2-hour open book examination, Section 9 of the Interior Building Code, and you won't even get a chance to sit and write the test without submitting a police clearance. So our municipality is doing a lot. What you have to do is make sure you follow through, ask for references, many, and don't just take the word of people on the phone. Go out and visit the jobs. Now, we've got an email to tend to here. It's from Hannah in Stony Creek, Ontario. Dear Bob, I just purchased my first home, a real fixer-upper. Before the winter time, I want to go over the complete exterior and interior and redo all the caulking. Can you give me a good rundown on the different types of caulking available in the marketplace today? And also, Bob, is it true that pure silicone caulking, paint will not adhere to it, and in that case, you'd use a latex caulking? Well, Hannah, we've designed a whole show for you. And it starts with caulking. Let's go over all the different types of caulking. We have gutter and siding sealant. Now, Season 2, we used this on the show. Season 2, what we did is we did eaves troughs, and with the eaves troughs, we glued the ends of it using this type of a sealant. It's water resistant or waterproof, depending on the grade. What have we got here? Oh, removable. This is a very interesting product as well. Now, depending on, well, I would honestly say you don't need this if you have good windows. If you can't afford changing your windows, many people recommend this product. It's a removable caulking, so you're going to put it around the inside of your windows. That way you can peel it off, because obviously once you've sealed the windows, you can't operate them. So this is only advisable in the wintertime. In addition to this, I would also recommend a plastic film. You tape it around the window, you use a hair dryer to heat it, and then it'll become tight as a drum. Blacktop repair. Wow, this one's heavy. Now, a lot of times for asphalt, for driveways, walkways typically, no, they would be concretes. That's a different product we'll get to in a moment. So your driveway, what you want to do is the inside 90-degree corner between your foundation and your driveway. You want to make absolutely certain that it's sealed well. A lot of times, usually springtime, after the freeze thaw, the driveway will pull a little bit, so you'll have this 1/8 or 1/4 inch gap between your driveway and between your foundation. You want to seal it really well. And as with all of these products, I mean, this is TV. We're not going to sit here and read the instructions to you. But a big pet peeve I have with many homeowners and contractors, they buy it, cut the tube, and use it. They buy thin set, they cut it open, they use it. Instructions are here for a reason, so read them. There's a lot of information there as far as temperature requirements to apply it, how to apply it, so on and so forth. Fire barrier. If you're sealing around natural gas pipes, hot vents, fireplace venting, please don't use the wrong caulking. That's very important. It'll just burn itself. As it says, by 3M, it's a fire barrier. So again, read the instructions carefully. Now let me hit these three at the same time. These are my personal favorites. We're going to step back a moment and talk about the type of caulking. Normal caulking has been around forever. Comes in silicone, comes in latex. Doesn't really last that long. About 5-6 years now, they've come out with polyurethane. Polyurethane caulking is rated for 50 years. Now, what I like to tell homeowners is take it with a grain of salt. If the manufacturer is telling you 50 years, they want to sell product. I would say cut it in half. If you're even going to get 25 out of it, that's great. But one big advantage to this is to truly and honestly, when you want to spend the time and do it yourself and cut the overcharge and crooked contractor out of the equation, I try to explain to you, spend your money wisely. This is truly a caulking that'll probably be the last time you have to use it. So it makes a lot of sense. Normal caulking can run anywhere from $2 to $3 to $4. This is nearly $7, but it's worth its weight in gold. Very good product. Now, these three are essentially the same. Gray, white, and black, but three different distinct applications. This is premium concrete and masonry sealant. So this is for concrete to concrete. We talked about driveways earlier, asphalt driveways. In this case now, you've got your nice long driveway, 2-car concrete driveway. It runs up, it butts up against your home's foundation. There's always a crack fill there, an edge. You don't want water getting into your basement. So what you want is you want to seal that with this because the bond to your concrete will be phenomenal. So it's very, very important. The white, very simple as it says, doors and windows. Unfortunately, there's only one choice. So if you can't use white, if it has to be a color other than white, then you can't use this polyurethane from DAP, although you can look around. The black works great on roofs. The black's fantastic. Gutters and shingles. I don't really use it much on gutters. All types of shingle repairs, nail heads, small items. If you need to repair a huge area, you're better off getting a pail of roof repair tar. Concrete repair, piece of junk. You can't get concrete repair out of a tube. You see, that's convenience. You're paying for convenience. You need concrete out of a bag. You need to mix it up. You need to mix it. You need to get the right consistency. Now, this one here is very, very interesting. This is windows and doors. This is somewhat of a cheap caulking. This is a $2-3 caulking. However, it tells you 35-year durability, indoors and outdoors. I don't believe in this. I use this as a painter's caulking. So I'll put this around baseboards and trim and then paint over it to fill in the minor gaps. For that, I strongly recommend it, but for using it on your windows and doors, no. And the final one here, waterproof silicone, specifically by GE Silicone 2. This is really important for using kitchens, bathrooms, around your wet areas, but make sure you understand this cannot be painted. You cannot paint silicone. We've got some props, we've got some guns, different sizes, some squeeze tubes. We're going to take a quick break, we're going to be back, and we're going to start caulking. Hello Hamilton, welcome back to the Just Ask Bob show. Today we're addressing an emailer's question about the proper way to apply caulking and the various types of caulking products. Now with caulking, it's two things that matter. A is penetration and B is size. The size of the bead, because you can make a mess. If you cut the tip of the caulking wrong, the bead will be all over the place. Now, as with any exterior project or even interior, please don't put caulking over caulking. And if you're hiring a contractor, get it in writing. Make sure you stipulate that they're going to remove it. Now, on this side here, we had a chance to fool around before. That's the caulking. And essentially, you can see the remnant of it here. So that's where it was. We got it off nicely. Then what we also did is we cleaned the vinyl jamb. So if you focus in from here to here, it's spotless. From here to here, it's not. You need to get everything cleaned off. Last year, season 2, we demonstrated the Multi-Master by Fine. This tool is just phenomenal. We're going to go at it now. We're going to strip this off. Now that's one side loosened. Sometimes you get lucky and you can detach it from the other side cleanly. You want a nice, clean, original surface to get a good bond. You don't want to be lazy and put caulking over caulking. Forget about any type of warranty or penetration or life expectancy on the tube. That only applies to an original install. If you're putting this stuff over top of old, it's not going to last at all. Now, believe me when I say I've been doing this for well over 10 years. Before the invention of this, it would simply be a matter of scraping and scraping. With this tool, I could probably strip all four sides in a matter of 3 to 5 minutes. With this tool, an hour window. So it's a big advantage. But you really want to get it all loosened up. Another option is to hit this side as well, but you got to be careful not to gouge into the PVC. There you go. Now you're probably wondering what the WD-40 is. A lot of purposes. We're going to spray a little bit on here. Now again, I've seen too many contractors. They won't even take it to that stage and they start pouring the caulking on. You want everything nice and clean. That's as nice and clean as it was when the window was installed new. Now, one thing to remember, keep a wet towel with you. WD-40 leaves a residue that's going to affect the bond of the caulking. So you're not going to put caulking over WD-40. That's the proper way to do it. Now, while we were inspecting this earlier before the break, we found something very interesting, and this really upsets me. I can't stand when builders have this done to new homes. Follow inside here. Now, it comes off easy at the top. There's barely any bond to the angle iron. Now, I really wish you could see this at home. You may not clearly see this, but trust me when I say this 2x6 construction. So this window jamb is 5.5 inches. Up top here, there's only spray foam to one side. So what the builder did is he only spray foamed on the inside, not on the outside. Now let me just take a moment to explain why this upsets me. New home builders don't build homes. New home builders delegate. They push pens and they push their showrooms. It's the trades that do the brick, the windows, the doors, the foundation, and everything else. So my problem with new home construction is you've got the window guy comes in, puts in all the windows. Builder doesn't pay him for 30, 60 to 90 days anyway. But the builder's lacking in coming in to look at what's going on. If the builder walked around this home and seen these windows like this is a big, big issue. If the builder notices it, he should tell that sub-trade, hey, never mind getting paid through 30, 60, 90. We're going to hold off a year if you don't get your butt back there and fill this in. So again, if this is your home and you're replacing the caulking, spray foam that. You've seen on past shows, when I install a window, I spray foam from this end, put the straw in halfway, spray foam back till it's flush, do the same on the inside. Now that's penetration. That's going to expand out to here. You cut off the excess, finish cleaning all the sides, trim off the bottom, high quality caulking. The best caulking you can afford. If you're spending $5, $6 a tube, it's good. If you're spending $2, it's not good. We're going to take a break. We're going to be back. We've got a whole ton of props set up, and we're going to show you penetration from A to B. Hello Hamilton, welcome back to the Just Ask Bob show. Before break, you've seen us on the ladder at the side of the home on location. Again, very important, I can't stress this enough. Remove the existing caulking, then apply your new caulking. If you're doing it as a homeowner, take pride in your work. If you're hiring a contractor, keep your eye on them. Again, it's very important to understand. Also before the break, we're going over the various different caulkings, probably about a dozen of them. Now let's continue here. What we're going to do in this prop is we're going to be using the black and the white. Now with caulking guns, a lot of choices. Regular caulking, pretty well normal caulking. Don't get it confused. Make sure you're using the right gun. And in this situation, size doesn't matter. So you've got to use the right size gun. Now this guy here, piece of junk, terrible. This is about a $2, $3 caulking gun. Definitely this has earned itself to be called the Bob's Bewares. So you're not going to be using that. What you're going to be using is this unit here. Donated, sponsored by Tegs Tools, so big shout out to Tegs Tools on Barton Street in Hamilton. This is honestly the finest caulking gun I've ever used. And the simple reason is that when you actually press the stop, it stops. Cheap caulking guns, you know, you're applying, you let go, and it just keeps oozing out the end. This has got a quick stop release feature, which is great. The other thing I like about the unit is the protruding rod. Most caulking guns, it's right here. Right in the handle, you kick it out. So you pierce with the rod to puncture the caulking. You get a little bit of caulking on the end, and then you're using and you're getting caulking all over yourself. So what we're going to do now, well, actually, let's backtrack one moment. We did go over nearly a dozen tubes of caulking with you, but one that I forgot is the squeeze tubes. Now again, there's many situations in life when you're paying too much money and top dollar for a simple convenience. I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, you're going to save money never wanting to own a caulking gun, then you might as well buy these squeeze tubes, these silly things. There's no need. You're paying approximately double just for the sake that they've diluted it to a bit, diluted it to a certain dilution, and then also you can just squeeze it. So you don't need those. So we're going to get the knife out. Now what I want to do here is I want to show you the wrong way first. So remember when I was doing the on location for the window, talking about there's two things that count with caulking. A is penetration and B is size of the cut. So let's see now. We made the cut really big. You want to puncture the seal. Give it a little wipe anyway. I like to keep everything clean. Okay, this could be your bedroom, your kitchen, your bathroom. This could be any room in your home. Now, nothing's ever perfect with framing. So if you look at it here, there's a gap. Now, you picture, you've got this painted nice white semi-gloss. You've got some beige, green, burgundy, whatever your wall is. How do you treat this gap? This is what I love to refer to as the lipstick and mascara. If you treat these properly, wow, what a gorgeous paint job you're going to have. So let's start off doing it the wrong way because of the size of the gap. One press, no drip. You won't get that with another caulking gun. Okay, let's get ready here now. That's not what you want to do. And I've been doing this for over 10 years for Hamilton homeowners, and they are absolutely astounded at the quality workmanship I can do with caulking, because that's not how it's going to look in a moment. So let's get a wet rag. Let's wipe this off. Actually, that's funny. Once it's wiped off, that's almost how it's supposed to end up looking. Okay. All you want to do is get just enough penetration to fill the gap between the wallboard and the baseboard. Okay, now unfortunately, this tube's not worth using again. Let me see what I have here. Okay. We get our knife back out, and this is all about the precision now. That's the size of the cut. Typically on a 45-degree angle. Get the rod back out. It didn't even make much of a mess on the rod like before. Okay, oops. Now follow me here, starting from the wide gap. When I'm filling the wide gap, I'm pulling more on the trigger. When the gap gets tighter, I'm pulling less on the trigger and pulling the gun back faster. I mean, this does take some experience. Wet your finger, or use water if you're sensitive, or wear a glove. Now, take a moment to walk around your Hamilton home. Baseboards, door casings, window trim, miles and miles of it throughout your home. That's exactly what you want to have. And you do your cut line with the brush from here down, and then you paint your wall that way. Now, let's take a quick moment to go through another product. Look familiar? Shingled roof. Can't tell you how many roofers leave some of the nail heads exposed, and that's for either a poor quality installation because the cap course wasn't put on right, or it's around your roofing vents. You never, ever, ever want to leave a nail head exposed. So what we've got here is the DAP, the polyurethane, the one for gutters and shingles. Oh, what did Bob forget to do? Been a long day of taping. Puncture the seal. There we go. That'll help get the product out. That's it. Wet your finger, different finger. Get some penetration. That's set for over 2 decades. With this product, you won't have any issues. Now make sure everybody, remember, Just Ask Bob has a Facebook contest. Hit Facebook, type in Just Ask Bob, enter all your information. I want details, not only what the project is, why it's not getting done. For a chance to win Bob, that's me, in your home to help you tackle your to-do list. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time.